Morning. Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Good morning.
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 Morning. My egg deliverer. Making me look bad, Mo. All right. Everyone is up and at 'em.
Oh yeah.
Everyone joining us, does anyone have a baseball or lacrosse ball?
Sports ball?
Yeah, like any. Do you guys have anything, Mo and M?
We have an inflatable beach ball.
We can get a towel.
Well, more so, we're gonna do some lacrosse ball work. You guys have like a baseball, golf ball, anything that's hard and dense at about 2 to 3 inches? Cassie, that'll work. Kathy Jenks, good. You got a lacrosse ball. Ashley, lacrosse ball. Carol and Tony, we might need a baseball, lacrosse ball. Emily and Mo, if not, I can drive something to your house right now.
We don't really have many sports balls around here.
What can we use?
We have a cup, a can.
Can.
Yeah,
That'll work.
yeah, a can will work. Do you have 2 cans, one for each of you?
What?
Do you have 2 cans, one for each of you?
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
That's a great idea. That's a great round object. And just remind me how to cue in that can. That's fine. Just gonna give everyone one more second. And then, yeah, if you have a towel or PVC, just a few stretches with that. What's
You
up, Tiff?
say a towel or a PVC? You just mean like a strap of some sort, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whether it's we're gonna do just some simple stuff today. Pass throughs and some towel stretching from like when you're cleaning your back off kind of a thing.
Oh, I get it. I'll do it, babe. I was gonna wash it first.
Yeah, we'll leave until you're gonna.
I love it. I wanna wash it.
All right. We got our game plan. Everyone's got their. Well, we didn't do our scavenger hunt last night, but we're doing it now. All right. So, and just as a heads up, and I do apologize. Happy Mother's Day, all the ladies on here, whether it's a pet mom, grandmoms, anything like that. Any type of mom. So it's a big deal today. So I hope you both get some time to reflect on all the hard work that we appreciate, literally carrying this world. So ideally, we have a round object, so a lacrosse ball, baseball, softball, something like that, and then maybe just a towel or PVC pipe, just some type of a strap thing to go through a few light stretches with that. I think that's all we'll need. Optional if you have a chair. If not, not a big deal. I figured we'd kind of give the moms a massage today. So happy Mother's Day. We're going to give ourselves a massage, right? So meaning that in science terms, we're going to just do some SMR, some self-myofascial release. So we're just going to be kind of breaking up some tissue along the way here. So we're just going to start with a few of the light circle warm-up drills, just the easy ones, just going to get the blood flowing. And then you will need that lacrosse ball or that can. Okay? So we can pop it to our feet. I'm going to mute everybody. And you get to listen to me and take a banter. Just like, thank God Jesse was doing the workout with Pete yesterday, right? 30-minute AMRAP, Pete. He deserves an award for coaching a Zoom 30-minute AMRAP. And Jesse was there to help entertain. All right, so give me just 5 forward arm circles to start here. I'm going to start my timer, so I'm going to keep us. Eyes might run a couple minutes late. All right, so 5 forward arm circles like Tiffany, just get blood flow moving. Don't mind my Uggs. And then backwards arm circles. And I hope you can all hear and see at least Tiffany well. And then some back slappers, arm over arm. Again, just the easy stuff today. So So hopefully we got a good day planned. Hopefully, I haven't been outside yet. Is it Arctic temperatures?
I don't know.
Yesterday it was cold. And up and down with the arms. We pulled a, like usually when it's sunny out, whether it's 30 or 90 degrees, I'm like, let's go outside. And at lunchtime yesterday, just nobody was feeling it. So we closed all the blinds and we watched a movie. That was like completely
I think
against
we
my
watched
natural.
3 movies yesterday.
Maybe 2 in a row, but
And then 1 at night.
totally worth it. It was just one of those days, and we like rarely ever. Hip circles. Sorry, I forgot to cue for those who can see me but not hear me. So 5 or 6 hip circles in each direction, kind of around town. And I'm very impressed with the turnout today, everyone. Awesome job for the holiday. And then other direction. Yes. And I know, zoom, and then hands to the sky, squeeze the butt, reach way back, and then hands to the floor. Reach through our heels, get those palms to the ground, or even deeper if we're flexible. And then do that 3 to 5 more times. Just a nice little stretch going on there. And then some lateral lunges, just light and shallow today. I think I'm still sore from mine on Wednesday that we did those inner thigh muscles, those adductors. You can get a little deeper as you want to. I'm only going to do just 1 more, and then we'll get into the mobility stuff here. Just kind of waking probably myself up and you guys a little bit, maybe just some blood flow. So just a mobility squat. So feet shoulder width apart, nice lifted chest, weights on those heels, settle down at the bottom here. Kind of listen to the body. My left calf is always a little bit tighter. Huh? Oh, what'd you say? Oh, my dogs are growling. Probably see if our kids are still sleeping. Tiff has a monitor on. We're just assuming they are. Okay, so what we're gonna need to start, again, is just a round object. Hopefully we have that. And then we're just gonna do some lacrosse ball work. So lacrosse ball is self-myofascial release. Just 1 flexibility test before we start. You can go barefoot on this, all right? Right, we should all go barefoot. Let's just do a little posterior chain flexibility. So feet are gonna be heels touching, toes touching, knees totally locked out. Then I want you to just take your fingers, slide them down your thighs, down your shins. Don't let your knees bend at all, and then measure how far your fingers can go. Can they touch the floor? Can they touch the ground? Can you bring your nose to your knees? Just quantify that. I have some scars on my shins that I think I'm quantifying pretty much where the barbell usually goes. All right, and then hopefully through some of this massage work, we're able to lengthen that posterior chain. So now we're gonna take that lacrosse ball. All right, I'll give you the grippy one. And again, is everyone good with the lacrosse ball here? If not, I'm in trouble. Good, thumbs up. All right, baseball, lacrosse ball, cans, perfect. So the can you can use, kind of put it horizontal. I'm gonna say perpendicular to we'll call it landscape view, right? So if you have a can or a lacrosse ball, I want you to put it on your left foot, on the ball of the foot here. We're gonna spend about a full minute breaking up the tissue on the bottom of our foot, from the ball of our foot to the heel. So I want you to just slowly roll. If you have that can, you have no option back and forth, right? But with a lacrosse ball, you can go left and right, and then kind of back and forth. And I want you to go in deep pressure points. I don't want you to try to just scratch your foot. I want you to try to break up tissue as if a massage therapist has their thumbs and they're just working on your feet, breaking up this tissue. Try to relax your toes while you're doing this. A lot of times people tend to flex, all right? And just if you find a trigger point, if anyone's newer to this trigger point is where that pain increases, then work that trigger point out. It's kind of like we have a speed bump and we want to come by with a steamroller and roll out that speed bump. The steamroller being the lacrosse ball or the can of soup. And with that can of soup, what you can do is, there's a few of us cans on, if anyone else is referencing why, is you can use that edge a little bit. So if it's a flat edge, you can kind of lean your foot half over that side and kind of break up that tissue too. So you can use the edge a little bit, just like we would on a foam roller sometimes. Here's our emotionally needy dog. All right, so we're gonna go about another 15 seconds on this foot. Hopefully we got most of the surface area. I could spend probably 2 to 3 minutes on each one of these bad boys. And by the way, we're gonna work our way from the bottom up. Completely not moving, let's say. All right, so switch to the other foot. So the other foot, all right? So we're gonna go about a full minute here again. Deep pressure points, slow moving is the way to do this. Kind of breaking up, kind of listen to your body, whether the left leg or the right leg needs more work. Okay, there might be a difference in how much, I call it Rice Krispies. Sometimes you get some crunchiness going on underneath the arch of our foot is needed. And if that's the case, you should listen to that and work this out more. We shouldn't have that many Rice Krispies or crunchiness going on as we kind of massage things out. And I apologize if anyone was scrambling for equipment this morning. I've been trying to post, but I haven't noted it, that on Sugar Wad. So I will post the night before that we are doing a mobility class, and I'll post the equipment needed on the Sugar Wad app. So if anyone's been missing that, my apologies on that lack of communication. I totally own that. But just check it every Saturday night if you get a chance for whether Nick says we need a chair, a towel, a lacrosse ball. Those would really be the only tools that I think we need here. All right, so that's a full minute there. So now we're gonna sit our bums on the ground. We're gonna go to our calf stretch, okay? So pretty much just taking this lacrosse ball, that can of soup. If the can of soup is there, again, we're rolling up and down the back of the calf here. You can start right at the ankle, and I put my hands behind me, and I'm just gonna kind of work, right? I can kind of go left and right, and then I'll move up an inch. I'm just gonna try to massage out the ankle wherever you find a trigger point. Most of us are gonna find a trigger point right underneath the calf muscle here where we think the calf muscle is. That's the juncture of our tendon or Achilles tendon and the muscle itself. So you can kind of hang out there. A minute is almost a short amount of time to kind of work with all that muscle tissue of that hamstring. I'm sorry, that calf stretch, gastrocnemius, and just kind of breaking up the tissue there. You can kind of get the inner shin bone a little bit. You can go to the outside of the calf a little and just breaking up that tissue. Try to relax your foot, or at least think limp-toed. We don't want to be squeezing our left foot. I don't know. I think it is. Either way, if it's Podcat, I'm happy we're all muted. Just kidding, buddy. Happy Mother's Day. In about 10 more seconds on this leg here, again, breaking up. If you find a hot spot, just kind of work it out with that can of soup. We're going up and down the entire time, and you can rotate your foot going left or right a little bit like your foot is a windshield wiper. And now let's switch it to the other calf. So I like to start off low by the Achilles, low by the ankle, see if there's any catches or snags there. And then I'll slowly just lift my foot and roll that ball up a little bit and massage out that tissue. Who was I thinking of? And then roll it up a little bit more. So and just as a warning for the next stretch, after we're done this calf stretching, or I call it stretching, but it's release work, tissue work, is if you have a chair or a bench, I would encourage you using it. If you don't, that's fine. You need a hard surface though, like not a couch or a soft ottoman. So you can be on the floor for this. We're going to show you on the floor, or Tiffany might show you on the bench. But the metal chair, pretty sure that's a Roots chair. Pretty sure Tiffany and I
That we stole from Roots, apparently.
Yeah. I think it ended up behind our.
It ended up in the back parking lot. We're like, that's a cool metal chair. We brought it home, and Nick's like, pretty sure that's from Roots.
After running like for 3 years around Roots, I'm like, oh, it kind of looks like the other chairs.
It ended up behind our building.
Yeah.
We didn't go over and take it, just to be clear.
All right, so we should be kind of equally done both sides here. So if you do have a bench, what we're going to do is we're going to take the lacrosse ball. Can you turn around real quick, Tiff? Stand up for me. If you have a chair, we're going to take the lacrosse ball. And we're going to put it right at the crease of the butt cheek here. All right, and this is the high hamstring pull. I've noticed a few people have some tweaks here, and I want you to really work this line. Your hamstrings, pretend they're guitar strings tying from the butt cheeks down behind the knee here. And we're just trying to pluck the guitar strings and slowly work our way to the meat, or what we call the muscle belly, the middle of the hamstring here. So if you can sit on a chair and do this. So Tiffany has that bench. I don't know if you can see her in view. No, Tiffany, you just use the bench right here. All right. And you can scoot it in a little bit. I'm going to take it right under my left butt cheek, right at the booty short line with all the booty shorts that I wear. And then I'm just going to massage. I'm going to lean forward a little bit. When I lean forward, I get a little bit more tension in my hamstrings. And then I'm going to kind of dig forward, back and forth like I'm plucking the guitar string. So again, if you do have a hard chair or a bar stool or a bench, I would use it. We're going about 15 seconds into a full minute here. We have a lot of surface area to kind of dig into. And again, unmute me if you have any questions on this or cueing, and just shout out what's going on. If you're like, Nick, I don't have a lacrosse ball. What have you been doing for the last 9 minutes? About 5 minutes, really. So kind of work that bad boy out. All right, you might need to kind of use your shoulders a little bit to rock back and forth or to move your body around. Don't worry, we're going to get to those shoulders, feel nice and refreshed. Awesome. Do you feel that one? Yeah, this hamstring stretch is a little bit more effective on a chair or bench But if we only have the ground, then that's A-okay. Let's go to the other side. And those are my cans of soup. You might be getting a more effective hamstring stretch on the ground than the lacrosse ball because it's a little bit bigger, a little bit wider, and you can kind of roll forward and back a little bit better than us. All right. And again, if you find a spot, you can kind of just settle in. You can even take your body and kind of call it flossing in a way where you're just leaning forward and leaning back. Every time I lean forward, my hamstring lengthens. Every time I lean backwards, my hamstring shortens. So I'm kind of moving that muscle over the blunt object. What is it?
Her tick stuff. Smells so bad.
Yeah, we put the tick stuff on our dogs lately, so now their skin looks all oily behind their neck.
They smell awful.
You just know it's getting like on our couches and stuff.
Oh,
I'm sure it's really good for us.
it smells like chemicals. So I can't imagine it's good for anybody, including them.
And I did just stain in there too.
No, it's that. I can smell it. It's
Gosh
on
darn
her.
doggies. A lot of people are doing ingestibles these days.
I've heard like mixed reviews on that though.
Yeah, I think it's getting better.
Yeah.
It depends.
I'm being nervous about that.
10 more seconds on this side. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you. It's just my tick conversations. Married life. All right. And then from here, one more on the ground. You can do it on the chair, but I actually like this on the ground. Take the lacrosse ball and put it right in the back pocket, right in the butt cheek. That can of soup. Hopefully make sure it doesn't puncture, right? I don't think it should. Cans are pretty hardy. And we're just going to go the entire, can you stand up one more second? All right, so the glute is the biggest muscle in the body. I'm going to use my wife because I can, all the way from the ridge line here, so the tailbone right between the crease of the butt cheeks, all the way down, right to that booty short line, all the way up to the side of the pocket, and all of this tissue in between. So even up here, where we call it the iliac crest, the glutes tie in there, and there's a lot of back pain that people think is lumbar curve, or sometimes they think it's lower back, but it's actually SI joint. So dig in, start with that tailbone, go down the T, but really just massage as much tissue as you can. You can work those shoulders a little bit. You can lift the other leg. You can apply pressure. You kind of watch what I'm doing. I'm gonna like rotate along the ridge line. Drop my left hip down to the ground. Massage back and forth. Again, not the same relaxation we get during a nice Mother's Day massage, but at least it's tissue work, and we're gonna feel better for it. A lot of great science behind this SMR, this self-myofascial release. Again, I shared a video a while back. I think I had 2 views from our members. I think it's called the Fuzz. Go back and look that up. It's a great little, they do a dissection, and you can visibly see the fuzz in the body.
Sugar one, so that it's part of the daily link too.
I don't know if everyone wants to watch that daily. And then let's go to the other butt cheek.
On
And
mobility.
if you've never done this before, if we've only done our left butt cheek right now, I want you to sit on the ground for a second, feel your butt cheeks, and again, it should feel like you have a flat tire. All right, the side we just did should feel deflated, a little bit more relaxed. So we're going with that right side butt cheek. About a full minute here, just massaging, working out, hitting some different corners. Right, go along that ridge line if you're not sure. That's usually pretty tender. All right, as you get almost into what feels like the hamstring or the lower butt cheek or the ham hock. And then I like to go to kind of the side or the back pocket, side pocket, right by that IT band. Don't mind our cat. He has a foot fetish. He literally takes his head and buries it in my boots or my shoes. He has ever since he was a kitten. Oh, Pete and Jesse, did they get the cat? I don't know. I think we would have heard about it on social.
They probably
We'll
would
unmention it
have
after.
driven it here to show us.
That's true. I hope you guys get your cat, your kitten. All right, so about 10 more seconds on this glute, and then I'm gonna do one more for the legs. We're gonna complete the legs. This is a great checklist for anyone who's enjoying this self-myofascial release. Just work your way like your body's a toothpaste container from the bottom up. So if we did calves, hamstrings, glutes, and then we're gonna do quads. So for the quad, it does require you to lay on your stomach. So just before I do that though, I'm gonna take my left quad, I'm gonna roll, I'm gonna put most of my attention right over the kneecap. All right, not on the kneecap, but directly over it here. Can everyone see this okay? Check my angle. All right, so and then I might work my way to the mid thigh here or even into the hip flexor, depending on how much I feel, but most of the time should be just above the kneecap to that middle of the thigh there. So I'm gonna spend a minute massaging and breaking up that tissue. Again, the can of the soup might be better. What's so funny?
Puggett says, are we working out in a petting zoo? Pretty much.
We're working on the petting zoo.
All our animals.
Yeah. All right, so again, wherever you're tender here, again, I have some history on my left knee, so I'm going to spend some time right on the top edge of that kneecap. But explore, feel where those tight spots are. Is it where you get a Charlie horse at night? Is it higher by the hip flexor? Where I say that hip flexor, everyone is kind of by the belly button, just outside of that, so it almost feel like it's in your belly. By that, we think of like when we're doing leg lifts when the leg is bent and the crease of the hip there. And again, you can move as little or as much as you want to. You can just stop and settle for a little bit, massage, and kind of break some tissue out. Again, if you feel some tension, think of a massage therapist would be like, ooh, that looks like it hurts. Let's take this out a little bit more and release there a little bit more. Just apply some nice, steady, even tension. Go for about 15 more seconds on this side. And then we're gonna go to the other side. Dale says, Happy Mother's Day. Wax you with his tail. All right. And other side, right side, quad muscle. Again, I start right at the top of the knee. And then I'll kind of massage my way around. And those with the Kansas soup, you're probably, hopefully we're going forward and back. All right, so up and down the thigh, and we can just kind of massage slowly. That was a great idea for the Kansas soup. I want to try that. That might even be more effective than the lacrosse ball. Dale, you got to be kidding me. Dale's sitting on my notes, huh?
He has a tick.
He has a tick?
I think so.
It's all right.
It's over his eye.
So hopefully we have, is it gonna, I hope it's gonna get warmer today.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you choose the direction that ball either work its way north to south or south to north. Getting some crunchiness, maybe some Rice Krispies, depending on that history of the knees. Right, if you've ever heard the cue, weight on your heels, that's to directly alleviate tension on that kneecap or that patella. All right, so that's why we're constantly saying weights on your heels, weights on your heels. When it goes to our toes, puts more pressure on that kneecap, and that's not a good thing necessarily, depending on the purpose here. All right, and with that being said, the lower body is done, and since we are here, all right, we're just gonna go to our upper body. All right, so the big stretch that we're gonna take a good amount of time for is our shoulder blades. I'm gonna have Tiffany do my demo one more time. All right, so on the shoulder blade stretch. Now, if I had a can of soup, I would probably recommend we put it horizontal again and put the edge right near the center of the spine. So if you think of the spine as here, all right, if you think of a female's racerback tank top, you wanna kind of hit the C here. So I'm gonna put the lacrosse ball, I'm gonna reach back there, put it by my upper trap. I'm gonna slowly squirm it the way down and around this C position. We're gonna spend 2 minutes here, and I'm gonna spend 2 minutes here, digging in this muscle here. This is one of the biggest, most important areas for shoulder health. So I'm starting now. If you started a little bit early, we're going on my timer. So we're gonna spend 2 minutes on the left side, 2 minutes on the left side, right? There should be plenty back there to work with. If you feel like you get a knot, all right, again, I start high by my upper shoulder, and I'll slowly work my way. I'll work my body away from you, but that actually lowers the lacrosse ball down more. Do you want to fold more? All right, and if I feel a tight spot, or if I think there is one, I'll move my arm angle a little bit. So maybe I'll give myself a little tomahawk, all right, reaching over my head and coming back, scraping, or I might reach across my body, or even open up my arm, and that's gonna affect that knot differently. So again, 2 minutes should be plenty of time to really explore those with that can of soup. I hope it's not hurting us too much here. Rolling, your option is just gonna be up and down, all right, breaking that tissue up and down. And if you don't like this one, we can do some shoulder stretches. You right?
Yeah.
All right, so Tiffany would show you a shoulder stretch. If you have a post in mind, it would be a pec stretch. If you don't have a post, maybe it's a tricep stretch. I want to show them a tricep stretch here. All right, so we can just dig in there for a minute on each side. 1 more minute on the side of the lacrosse ball. And again, this one, most people should be getting some pleasure moans out with, or like, oh my God, this hurts. All right, you can relax your head. I'm supporting mine to kind of hopefully watch the camera a little bit. 30 more seconds, kind of keep squirming that lacrosse ball a little lower on the body, or a little higher, or working our way to the left or the right a little bit. Just take some nice big breaths in, some nice exhales.
You can do this against a wall too, standing up.
Oh yes, good call, Tiffany.
We don't have a wall down here, but if you have a flat wall, you can just be against your wall, standing up with the lacrosse ball behind your shoulder. Sometimes it's a little easier to manipulate moving your body around that way.
All right, and that's been a full 2 minutes on that left side. Let's go to that right side. So right side for 2 minutes. You're just not feeling this one, or you're just not on your back?
They're giving like a headache going up and down.
Oh, like the wiggling?
Just like sitting and laying, sitting and laying.
And again, wave at the camera. Tiffany's keeping a better eye than me. If you have any questions or any mods for this, just throw my wife under the bus. Making her do some work. Oh my God, it's so funny. For anyone who was on the call, Pete, when we started working out, and then Tiffany took our sweatshirt off, we were in our living room, and it's a lot hotter than down here in the basement. We rip our sweatshirt off, and Maddie's like, "Oh, Mama, you got a big belly." It was wicked funny.
I feel like my belly like really popped these last 2 weeks. Apparently Maddox noticed.
Do you have any cans down here?
Yeah, we do actually.
Let me see a can. I want to demo with it. Another full minute. Take that right on. Give it some tomahawks. If you get some hot spots. I'm going to join the Ribble Club here. I'll try a can for the next one, so I'm making sure I can cue you in properly. Here we have a can of chickpeas. Organic, because I was running late at the grocery store and I needed to grab the first thing I saw. Did you show him the can of kidney beans?
Oh my gosh. So Nick does the grocery shopping now, so I don't go in grocery stores, and I told him to buy a large can of red kidney beans, meaning like 28 ounces. He bought a 54-ounce can of red kidney beans. What am I even supposed to do with that many beans?
She said a large can, and that was large.
54 ounces of red kidney beans. It is the biggest can I've ever seen in my life.
I'm very literal. I'm kind of an all or nothing kind of guy. I'm like, well, she said big, so this is big. I didn't know what she
I didn't even know that existed.
All right. And then from here, the next stretch is going to be for our lats or our bat wings. So we're going to try to take this lacrosse ball lengths on our side and massage out, not in the armpit, but right behind it here. All right, we have our lats. As we come up, it kind of ties into our triceps, the back of our arm here. I'm going to do it with the can of soup to make sure that I'm having empathy for my soup canners. Okay, so we're just going to lean back. I hope I don't clench this thing. And we're going to spend about a minute on this side. All right, we have the, I think I should get this one in. I can't. Oh, this is actually pretty effective. All right, so just kind of leaning, rolling forward and back a little bit. Try to relax the left arm that's down. Think of it as being nice and like dead, like best we can. And this should kind of take your breath away a little bit. You should find a spot. If I kind of open up my shoulder a little bit to the sky, my top shoulder, I should feel a little bit more of a lat pain, I should say. And I'm going to do more sitting and releasing than I am rolling and squirming in this position, just because it's not that user-friendly. And then when I need to move the can, I'm personally just going to lift up, move the can a little bit, but you can roll back and forth. This stretch, if we were at the gym, is a little bit more effective with a foam roller, but kind of person to person here. So we can go about 15 more seconds, and we're going to go to that right side lat stretch. Take it out. All right, and then we're going to switch sides. So go to that right side. I think I like the can of soup for this one better than the lacrosse ball. A little bit bigger, at least my can of chickpeas. Maybe I should get the kidneys. All right, so a full minute on this right lat stretch. And again, if you can see where it is, just kind of digging in the armpit, leaning back a little bit. Yesterday's workout was a doozy. Kicked my butt the rest of the day. And if you do go towards your higher towards your arm a little bit, you might even feel tricep, back of the arm, back of the shoulder. That's great. Everything's great. And about 15 more seconds on this side, just relaxing. Hopefully you're kind of inside your head a little bit, digging in, listening to your body. Thank you for trusting me with your body. Remember that?
Yes.
G-Lod.
I thought it was Arnold, no?
No, it wasn't Arnold. All right. So from here, all right, we're finally going to use that towel or that PVC pipe. So that kind of concludes the SMR, the massage work that we did, a couple of light shoulder stretches, and we're good to go. So if you have a towel, I'll show you with a towel or a band. Tiffany will show you with a PVC pipe. Okay, here, I'll just use the resistance band here. All right, if you have that towel, you can twirl it up like you're going to rat tail someone. I'm going to just pretend that this is my towel. All right, and all we're going to do is I'm going to hold it nice and straight. I'm going to do pass-throughs. Oh, I gave the wrong person a short stick. All right, and we're going to just try to reach it around behind us and then come back through. Now, if this is easy for you, then I want you to get your hands closer so that your elbows are nice and stiff. We're just going to do about 10 to 15 pass-throughs, opening up. Those who are veterans at this really try to be effective in this. What I mean by that is from the side, I'm trying to make the biggest circle I can possible, both around and coming back. And if I don't want to bend my elbows, if I bend my elbows, we call that a fault. So I'm trying to press, for me, for example, press my hands back to Tiffany, come around to the front, all right, and then keep wrapping back and forth, just opening up the shoulders, all right. Do that about 10 more times. I'm actually going to go to my broomstick just because that fan was a little too squishy. Take the light out. Oh. This one's a little bit narrow. I need longer broomsticks.
You would not be able to do it this one.
Yeah, I'm impressed you can.
I'm like right at the end. This is Maddie's barbell.
All right, and then from here, if you've done enough of those, the final stretch of the day, like we have you're gonna, if it's a towel, you're gonna take that towel with I'm gonna have my right arm on it, right arm on top. I'm gonna let that towel hang behind my shoulder blades. I'm gonna take my left arm. I'm gonna grab with my thumb up as high as I can on that towel with that PVC pipe or that band. And for the first stretch, I'm gonna pull down. So if I was washing my lower back with a towel, I'm gonna pull down. I'm gonna be stretching my right tricep here. So I'm stretching my top arm and using my bottom arm here to kind of grab, get good traction, and pull down, creating some length in that bat wing, this tricep, this lat here, keeping my head as lifted as possible, right, while we're trying to do this stretch. And my footsies are cold. I try to get a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller. Right, Annie? And then there's a second part to this stretch. While we're in this position here, I want you to now relax your bottom arm, and then I want you to try to higher your top arm. All right, now I might need to reposition, grab the towel a little bit closer, and I'm trying to pull my left arm into an arm lock stretch right behind me. Like I'm trying to pull this left arm up to the center of my shoulder blades, and now it's a lower shoulder stretch here. All right, this is kind of like our right to remain silent. Nice little stretch. Pull up a little bit more. I always like to get to a part. I don't know if my head is even in the film here, but where I can just rest my arm on my head, and when I look down, it actually pulls my left arm up a little bit more. Little lazy Nick trick there. Was my head cut off?
A little bit. We were on the ground before.
All right. There's our support beam. And then the final stretch of the day. Slowly come onto that. We're just going to do these two on the other side. So again, I'm going to have place my left arm on top of the towel or the PVC pipe. I'm then going to grab with my right arm thumb up. In my first stretch, I'm going to pull down, stretching out my top shoulder, my top arm here. So trying to pull this PVC pipe or towel down, drive my left elbow high to the sky, keep my head lifted slightly, and think about opening up as if I'm pressing my armpit into a wall, trying to create as much length as possible. And as we go through this last stretch, that light was really blocking you, huh? Oh, we're doing good. Doing good for time. Yeah. Yay me, I'm always late. And then the final one, arm lock stretch. So now I'm gonna kind of reposition my top arm, grab that towel a little bit closer, all right? And then try to pull that left arm up with that right arm being an arm lock. Again, I'm gonna position it, kind of I call it lazy position, hand on my head. I'm just gonna look down, and by me looking down, I'm gonna get a little bit more out of this stretch here. If we have a towel, we can't use that leverage as much. We might have to just keep pulling up with that top arm a little bit more here. All right, try to create as much length and openness in the front of the chest as possible. Grow a little bit more. Awesome sauce. And we are done.
Retest.
Huh? Oh, retest. Thank you. That's right. So with sneakers off, let's do our retest. So again, the same rules apply, comparing apples to apples. We want heels touching, toes touching. All right, knees nice and straight. Let's see if we got any more flexible. Okay, so let's put our hands on our thighs, bring them down to our shins. Let's see if we got a little bit lower today, a little bit more flexy. All right. Tiffany says yes, big time?
Yeah.
Even with that belly in the way?
It was the first week I couldn't touch the ground.
Wow, Jimmy says she couldn't touch the ground.
The beginning.
So team, I will unmute everybody. If anyone wants to boogie or they have somewhere to be, I hope you enjoy your awesome Mother's Day, and I hope you get spoiled and or at least take some moments to reflect on how important you all are in our lives. And let me see, let me unmute and we can chat. We can have some coffee. Where's my unmute button? Make chili. Where's my unmute button? Hold on. There it is. All right. And I chose an emoji on Sugarwater today, so let me know if it was good, smiley face, medium, or sad. I don't know what sad would be. Sad would be if it wasn't effective or you didn't like something that we did.
That Fu Manchu is sick.
Pretty good. Tiffany loves it. So and then Mo gave me a great idea that I'm like I'm gonna dye it pink, my mohawk.
Mows and goes and things.
Yeah.
So and then when we get back to all. Hi Maya.
Maya. Maddie's still sleeping.
And then
I had to switch out those cans for a water bottle. I started crushing my can.
oh no, really?
It's up for anybody else. The water bottle works great though.
Really? What kind of water bottle? Like just a hard plastic one?
Like
or-
one of
Yeah,
these.
we have metal ones, but a plastic one would work.
I like one of these metal ones.
So they
that you
actually
can-
make a water bottle, all right, where it's shaped like exactly that, and it has little marks on it, and it's a
Oh,
foam. It's
Pete and Jesse are
purposely.
gone. They won't
Yeah,
know.
they actually have them. Where it's meant to be a foam roller, and it's the same shape as a water bottle, so it's meant for that density. So if anyone's like mobility on the go a lot, that would be a great thing to have. So
Happy Mother's Day.
Ashley, you too,
Happy
girl. Go enjoy
Mother's
some
Day.
quality time.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy With some Mother's time Day, alone.
everybody. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, everyone enjoy. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, Cassie.
Bye, bye.
Bye, Maya. And then Emily, thanks for joining us today. This is the first class I got to coach you.
Yeah. It's good. Thank you.
I'm sorry I didn't give you guys a better preparation on tools.
That's all right. We get creative around here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what we do. We're
We're good with
resourceful,
that.
I
right?
couldn't find the link.
Who? Chris couldn't?
I couldn't.
Day?
I saw the big Mother's Day thing and I went right by it. I'm like, it's got to be in here somewhere.
It was
Like such an old man. I'm like, eh?
Well, we're glad you found it, Chris.
That's so.
Have a
funny.
great day, guys.
Chris, you
Bye,
too, man.
everyone.
Enjoy.
Hey, if
Oh,
you
thank
feel
you
like
so
digging
much.
a
Oh, that was
ditch,
so thoughtful. Yeah, digging a
feel like
ditch.
digging a ditch or moving some rock, I'm your guy.
That's her Mother's Day. She's gonna kick you in it, right?
I told him, I was like, hey, house projects count. I appreciate it. So
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
you like
Get her
that
that
nail
hot
gun?
tub.
People were messaging me and being like, how dare you buy your wife a nail gun? I was like, asshole, it's a fucking joke. I've been building her, it's so I could finish the basement bathroom.
and I would be like, go for it, finish the bathroom.
yeah.
And then yesterday was like, it was such a crappy day outside, like weather-wise. I was like, well, so I went and I cut some trees and then I went to the brush dump and then I dug like half the patio for like going around the hot tub.
Dude, that
Because it
I
was
was-
like,
yesterday was awful. Good for you to be outside that much. That was miserable weather.
yeah. The neighbor came by and he was like, we've been talking and you got to slow down, man. Our wives is starting to get pissed off at us.
Yeah, you are bananas. Yeah, that's. I knew exactly what that finished nail gun was, and I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm like, this guy is bananas.
I was like that. I got ADHD. I got to be doing something. I went from working on the steps to the entryway, from the bathroom to the steps to the entryway. I potted all the flowers for Mother's Day, and then I went out back. I dug the ditch. I went to Home Depot.
That's hey, man. Yeah, your house is gonna be. I mean, you're getting like 3 years ahead of probably the pace you thought you would have, huh?
Oh yeah,
That's what even us. We did some extra demo, and I'm like, man, I'm getting
Yeah, I
into stuff.
saw
I don't know
that.
what I'm
Actually,
doing.
One day he came around the corner and I thought he said like, hey, do you mind if I jump in the shower? Like meaning like watch the kids. I was like, yeah, sure. And then I hear a demo saw and I was like, oh no, he said, hey, do you mind if I rip out the shower?
yeah.
Ripping out a shower.
It was like 5 at night too. I'm like, I
Are
just
you
want to
go-
get this thing out.
You gonna do one of those stackable units in there?
Well, did you take a walk through our first floor bathroom?
Yeah.
There was 2 bathrooms.
There was 2 showers.
Or yeah, 2 showers. I'm sorry. So
Yeah, you
we
took the-
were ripping out that handicap one that was a stand up, and we're
Yeah.
moving the stackables over,
I'm making like a full like laundry area.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
and it makes the bathroom feel huge.
Yeah,
And
so much.
we
better.
finally now that we're kind of pivoting from the everything with quarantine, we got a plumber back in here too, so we're gonna finish the upstairs finally. Everything's
Awesome.
demoed and everything's
Yeah.
framed up there.
The
I got
plumber has like 2 more days and then the electrician starts next week. So
Yeah, so we'll be fired
Yeah,
up.
my plumber kept blowing me off, and Allison was asking about the basement bathroom that I'm working on near the pool, where you go out to the pool.
Yeah.
So I hired another guy, and he was like, the first guy came in was like triple what my guy would have charged, and then the
Oh.
second guy was like half of like or double what my guy would have charged. But I
Oh,
was like, I got to get it done because my
Yeah.
guy's not coming. So
Yeah, time is money with
Yeah.
plumbers world. And yeah, I mean,
I know that's the thing with plumbers.
yeah,
with the first guy, it was like literally, I figure he'll probably be here 6-7 hours, and he was like, it'll be $2,400, and I was like, nope, this ain't my first rodeo, pal.
That's
Get out.
Yeah.
I think I got overcharged a little bit. And the guy's like $800 for supplies. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're just buying like pipe, but that's
Yeah.
okay. I'm like, you know what? I need you right now. And if you're
That's
rolling
why.
with your profits,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's yeah, at the end of the day, it's going to cost me what I thought it's going to cost me. So whether he
Yeah.
marks up the product or the labor, I don't.
I think what happened
Okay.
is maybe the labor wasn't as long as he thought.
Yeah, I think yeah.
He thought it was gonna be like a full week, so maybe he marked it up in supplies. But at the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
gonna match the quote that he gave us. So whatever.
Yeah, I usually buy all the fixtures and valves, and then they supply the hard pipe and all the stuff that goes in the walls and the on and off switches and stuff. But that's about it. I because they do fleece you. He quoted me on the bathtub. We bought it at the same place. I have an account at Plumber Supply down near
Yeah.
the old landfill, and the shower was $700, and he quoted me $1,100.
Are you like,
Is
yeah?
that open to the public? That plumber.
You can go in and get a cash account.
Okay.
What do they call the cash
We
account?
just drove by it yesterday, and you're like, "Oh, that's plumber supply. I should probably know
It's
that."
near Johnny Rowe Park.
Yeah, I mean, you know where we live. All I do is take
Yeah.
a left at the
We
rotary.
go down that
and
road
right
all the
there.
time to go to
Right.
work.
If you need something, I can, let me know, and I can order it if they won't give you an account either. I've had the account for 10 years. I don't know if my plumber set it up or what, but I just call and give them my credit card, and know,
What do
you
you,
probably-
well, you can't go in there now. You just, what do you like? Look online and order your parts.
you
Is
gotta
it more of like a industry,
if you look on their website, they sell all the major brands. So if you're looking for something from Kohler, like the shower stall I
Good
just
to
bought was
know.
from Oasis. Well, I looked it up online. I knew what I wanted.
All
Yeah.
this time when we were fighting with Home Depot about getting this only shower that fit, they probably had more options.
yeah, that's
What
true.
size was the shower?
It was a
I don't
short one. It was
remember.
like
It
a
was-
62.
Yeah,
I
they
literally
would have been able to get it because they deal with like 15 companies, and that's where a plumber
Yeah.
would have gone to get it. So
right.
Really? Yeah.
It was one of those. It was like he had already built out the framework because we had ordered the shower from Home Depot, and he built out the frame to fit the shower. And then we got a notice like after it was like ordered, purchased, like paid for, like went through as a credit card transaction that they're like, oh, actually it's like back ordered. It'll be another week. We're like, all right. And then they're like, oh, actually no, like it's out of stock now. And we're like,
Yeah.
we already framed out an entire bathroom around this shower, and there was no other shower literally on Home Depot or Lowe's that fit. And we're like, no, we need that shower. And it took like 3 hours of phone calls and fighting to finally get one, but we got it. So
Oh, good.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was.
I ordered a bunch of stuff, and like the shower valve, the plumber's coming Monday. They never shipped the shower valve, but it says it's at FedEx in Boylston. It's been there
That
for a
happened
week.
to us. Oh, that's what happened. It got damaged in shipping.
Yeah. And
So
then
it was the only one left, and then it got damaged in shipping.
Yeah, so you were screwed.
Yeah, but we finally got one. So I don't know. They tracked it down some.
I went to
store.
Home Depot yesterday and bought a different shower valve that was in stock just so the plumber could do his stuff. And
Yeah,
Allison was like, well, it's the basement bathroom. I don't care. So
right.
it saved us $50 because I bought a Simmons valve instead of the Kohler one. So
Yeah, we just sent our plumber to get one because we're like, we don't know anything about them.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know what kind of valve I want.
He's like,
so.
what color do you want?
Yeah.
I'm like, pick one
So
out.
he'll probably get you a Simmons valve, which is like,
Yeah, that
all
sounds
the
familiar.
plumbers use those. They're made, I think they're even made in Massachusetts, but they're like, all the plumbers rave about them. They're just not as like fashionable, like the trim work on them and stuff, but
It's our kid's bathroom. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Still-
He said it makes his job easier. I don't know if that's like in fix it, like if
install
there's an issue down the line or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I forget what he said, but yeah.
yeah, the guts are easier, and then
Yeah.
they just use their PEX on them because they're made with the PEX, and they don't have to solder anything to them. They just
Oh, that's
definitely-
probably it,
yeah, that's a
yeah.
game changer.
And like I said, it's just our kid's shower, so it's fine. It doesn't really matter.
Fired up, man.
hey, well, happy Mother's Day, Tiff.
Yeah, you too, man.
Thanks.
Stay
Hey,
busy. You're making us look bad.
I feel your pain with the big belly there.
Yeah.
One of us will probably lose it in 6 months, though. I won't get
right
my
there with
hopes
you.
up.
She's still kicking my ass in workouts, so I'm like, oh my
You
god.
The last thing I commented on before I got on here was your post with the Rogue vending machine
Oh
That-
yeah,
that meme you
yeah,
I put on there. Well, if it was a beer vending machine, maybe.
yeah, yeah. I wanted to tag a few people, but I didn't want them to take it personally either. So I was like, that is like a Dan will let
Yeah.
them. But
Yeah.
nice, man. All right, we'll go get after it today.
Have a
All right,
good
Stay
day.
warm.
guys.
Bye,
Thanks for
Chris.
joining.
Thanks.
I didn't do a 10.